everyone. Welcome back to the Team Garbage Fire podcast. I'm Corey.
I'm Heath.
Hello.
He's AA Ron.
No, I'm not. Don't you dare call me that again.
That's what you get for not introducing yourself, AA Ron. So,
Yeah, AA Ron.
we got a whole nother episode for you. This is number 39, I believe. And I'm not even going to hazard a guess as to what the two gentlemen are doing on either side of me. So we've got all the boring stuff that let's get out of the way first. We are on Facebook. We got a group. Come join us. We talk about things
I
sometimes.
am not on Facebook.
Well, I run
The
the
group is.
And AA Ron, the correct response is, that's not my name.
Sorry.
So we're also on Twitter and Instagram at Team Garbage Fire. We've got a Facebook. We already said Facebook. Did you already say Facebook?
No,
I already said Facebook.
We've been talking to each other. You've been talking to them.
Okay. Let's see. We have a website, teamgarbagefire.com. What else do we do? We're on YouTube,
Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify,
iTunes,
yeah.
wherever you can find podcasts. And if you have found a place to find podcasts and can't find us,
Let us know.
and send a carrier pigeon, please.
Yes.
Gets here quicker than email.
Yeah, and as you see, we have lights. We are being recorded. There's beautiful, beautiful things happening, and that is all brought to us and you and everyone else by Clever Tree Productions, as they do every week.
Damn Pageantry.
You can get
Damn Pageantry.
you can get a hold of them for all of your AV needs that might be needed, like, I don't know, doing a podcast, having something lit. Not on fire, but so you can take photos of it.
See, I'd rather have a fire.
See, all right,
It's
and this
too
is
hot.
where I would make
It is
my jokes, and I won't because we have a young human in the room.
And as you can get a hold of them at clevertreeprod.com, and as I always say, exactly, that's exactly how I say that.
That's how you sound.
That is slightly offensive.
I'm a lot offensive, and it would
All the
be
time.
worse.
All the time.
This is gonna be like our first PG episode.
No,
Yes.
so we're joined not only by Clever Tree, we're joined by Miss Grace, my 10-year-old stepchild, and then by a Montana who is sitting quietly in the back.
Not the state.
We have Montana the state
Yeah, we have the
sitting
state
over
here.
just the whole state.
The whole state, all five of you, we're so glad to see you.
I lived in Montana. There are more than 5. It's closer to like 20.
Okay.
Told me that's where I was conceived.
So,
Oh, I hope the microphones pick that up.
I pre-warned the little one that we no longer do PG episodes, as some of you may or may not have noticed. So she is not allowed to point at us whenever we use bad language, and she is not allowed to call us out for it either. And she is also going to sit right there the whole time.
All right, Hypnotoad, that's enough. Wah, 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 wah.
So news, let's cover the news really quickly. As far as we have for news, still nothing from the mothership about Owen Turtenwald. Aaron,
womp.
over to you.
Trains.
Exactly.
all the spoilers for 2020 core set are out, and
Yep.
which is something we'll be reviewing a little bit later.
I think we're going to give our top 3 cards each. Not necessarily we think they're going to be the best in Modern, but
The
maybe
ones
some
we are
splash.
excited about. The ones we
Yeah.
are excited about.
We did a little bit of that last episode, but we're going to do, I think, a little more of a dive deep. And I do kind of want to start us out on a kind of a topic that is not necessarily for Modern players, but is just...
In general.
It's an in general
anyone
Magic.
anyone who plays any type of card game, really.
Yes.
Or anything that trading's involved. I mean, these rules should have been back in the days of Pogs.
Yeah.
It's how not to be a shitty person while trading with other people. It's not that hard.
All right, so I disagree on a point. You do not trade rape kids.
No.
You just don't do it. You want to foster the game. You want them to want to come back to the card shop, X, Y, and Z. Part of my job when I was working at the card shop was to make sure the kids weren't getting trade raped by the sharks, which is, for lack of a better term, exactly what they are. But when it's an experienced player up against an experienced player, and you can find an edge in any way. Maybe they want something super shiny for their deck, and they're not gonna find it unless they go online and wait forever and ever. Because let's all be honest, instant gratification is definitely a thing that we all experience. If you can get that extra couple bucks, I don't see any problem with that. They know what they're doing.
But also, you need to make sure that every party is okay with it.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of the
that's how a
overlying-
trade works.
Yeah. And to make sure that it's, fair to the extent that...
Well, I'm not going to try and take someone for $50 in a trade,
Yep.
but if I can get like a $5 edge, I'm going to do. We've had this conversation on the spike. I want to win.
Yeah. And we're actually...
Also, don't try and force a trade either, because that's going to knock the price down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 I mean,
Don't be afraid to say no to a trade either.
well, I'll put out the perfect example. When we got that foil Thalia,
Yep.
that kid was an EDH player. He wanted things that he's not seeing floating around.
And he did not want to play white.
And he did not want to play white. He was not interested in that card, and he wanted some of the stuff we had, and we probably took him for at least $10 on that foil Thalia.
But we sat there and we were like, take more.
Yeah.
more. We showed him the card prices, which I think is something you should do.
Yep.
Most everyone has access to a phone or the internet, and you can look up card prices on whichever app you want, and you can compare. You have a
TCG, I found, is the real go-to for card prices
Yeah.
amongst traders.
Yeah. And it's super easy just to take a minute and talk with whom you're trading with about the prices, scarcity, and stuff like that.
To be honest, if someone's trading with you, they want to be trading, which is not something I've ever been particularly good at, except for rare occasions.
But it's the take your time, look at your phone, talk it over with everyone, and just make sure that it's kosher.
Yeah.
Don't just try to go in, because we want...
Well, you're never going to be able to make it even Steven.
No, never.
And everybody places a little bit of value on things more than other people do. Like when you're trading for modern cards from an EDH player. They value
Even
whatever
some
the
of the-
Steel Citadel greater than it is actually valued on the internet.
Yeah, and especially if you're newer to the game and you haven't had access to all the modern cards. I mean, because we've been playing since...
Ever?
Yeah, I remember still being able to buy Ice Age starter decks.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I remember the release of Visions vividly. I'm not sure about...
I didn't start that early. I
It's
started...
because you're a child.
That's true. I think it was just before Kamigawa is when I started.
Yeah, because I remember Future Sight, like that whole block, the Time Spiral,
Yeah.
that being a thing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think my first real deck was
But
Kamigawa, but I had your cards before that.
But that was like in the beginning of Modern. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even think Modern was a thing at that point.
I think we just played to play and
Yeah.
like that's
Kitchen table
all.
magic.
Yeah,
Oh
basically.
yeah, I remember old school rules, which we've gone over before on this podcast. But no, I think I started Weatherlight Saga is when I really started playing, and I phased in and out through
The years.
the years up until the original Innistrad block is when I really got back in hard.
Yeah. So,
Stone Rain like a mofo. Woo woo.
So to sum it all up, just don't be a dick when you're trading.
Well,
Yeah.
and I wanted to mention something. I think that in-store trading is a dying art.
Yeah,
I think that everyone's just keeping whatever they have.
and they're selling what they want online.
Yeah, and then buying what they want online.
yep.
Yeah.
Nope, take the time. It also fosters the community. Like, if you've got a great trade experience with someone, it's just like anything else. You're more than willing to, talk to them next time you see them.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, oh, well, I knew you were looking for this for your deck. I happen to have one now.
And
Or
if-
it opens up more communication.
And if you're not comfortable meeting someone to do a trade, do it in a card shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, and not only is that gonna help the community and like buffer everyone to be like, oh, people are trading in here, maybe I can get into it. Like it's gonna kind of push the in-store trading, but you also don't have to feel like you're just going to meet some random person that says they want to trade cards with you.
Yeah, let's meet in the McDonald's parking lot and trade some cards, man.
But there was a day when everyone was toting around their binder like a door-to-door fucking salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, I'll look at yours, you look at mine. Oh, I don't really need anything out of here, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you go in there, people have their decks and their life pad, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's, you kind of got to hope to catch someone who's opened up a card you want.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened with the foil Thalia.
So even if you have to, like, if you're going to a card shop for something, if you're going to play, bring a trade binder. Like, put together a trade binder. Leave it in your vehicle if you have to.
I love the little 4x4s.
Yeah.
Not the big boys, but like one that just easy peasy.
Highlights.
And you don't have to, like, go over every page every other day,
Right.
being like, what's in here that's gained value, lost value, blah, blah, blah. You know the 24 cards that are in there.
Yeah.
And you can be like, all right, yeah, let's go.
Yep. I think that covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be a dick when you're trading with kids. Number one rule, we need to foster this community.
I wouldn't just say kids. I'd say just people in general.
Well, I mean,
Like, if you're initiating
my
the
caveat is if I've been playing Magic against you for 5 fucking years, you should know better.
Yeah.
Yes. But you also got to think there are some people who, like Nate, brother Nate.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing that long. He's not a kid.
No,
He's older
no,
than I
no.
am.
And that's why I said you have to know that the person
Exactly.
is a knowledgeable
And, like,
player.
So he's not really super into it. He's new to it still.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to screw him out of $50
No.
to out trade him. Even if I didn't know him.
You can see those people who are
Yes.
like, they're interested, they're excited, but they're new. They
Right.
don't really know what's going on.
You don't need that surgical extraction. It costs you 2 life. And you'd much rather have this dragon. I promise you.
The little Shivan dragon. No, dragon hatchling.
Oh, no, I'll give you 4 hatchlings and 4 shivens for that surgical extraction.
That's 7 cards, 8 cards for
8
your
cards. Yeah, that's 7 cards in the good. Never do that, kids. Please, never.
Yeah, please.
Never.
one. Now we're just giving them ideas.
So, there were a couple tournaments since the last time we spoke. And Hogak has been putting up numbers. I'm ready for it to be banned.
Yeah, I saw an article
I don't want
saying
to talk
that
about it.
I saw an article saying that a lot of the new cards that are supposed to be coming out is supposed to try and change all these broken decks, the top decks. And I saw the top 10 list and they were almost all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my picks is a straight hate out of the board card from 2020.
Yeah.
And they're trying, but they're kind of really failing.
Yeah.
I love you, Watsy. Don't, banhammer me or anything.
Well, I mean, we're all allowed to have our opinions on what's going on, especially, I mean, there are sites dedicated to people doing content about what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, just the problem with coming out with new cards to try and counter decks is the people who have made these decks and are using these decks have spent so much time getting them to work that just releasing a few new cards isn't really just going to destroy a deck.
But on the upside, with Hogak being the big bad meanie right now, one of the top 8s had taking turns in it.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is going on there?
Well, I think that Watsy's going 2 ways. They're going towards all right, we'll print these cards to hate on specific decks.
Yep.
And then they're going, or we can just make these tier 2, 3, 1 decks better.
Well, because
so they can compete more.
Well, Bridgevine has always been a deck,
Well, yeah.
and now it's just you put Hogak in it and Altar of Dementia.
But there's no
and-
way that in the world that they can possibly test every different legacy, standard, vintage, modern, EDH, blank, blank, blank. That's why they have adopted bands more over the past, 5-6 years. They're more willing to fuck with the flow, the rhythm, of how things go, see what happens, and then do retrospective bands.
Yeah.
I mean,
there is a new announcement coming Monday.
Jace is going to stay in the format for forever.
Yeah.
Because he's not broken anything. But then they go and print the hoe.
So we've got, it's Saturday here right now that we're doing this episode.
Yes.
And Monday's their new announcement.
The new
BNR. Yeah. I mean, part of me thinks that they're just going to say, no changes, we're going to let it be, and we're going to...
see how it flows.
Yeah, see if we can get a correction to what's going on. See if there's a deck that beats...
Well, they usually wait until after Modern Season. Like, their official Modern Season is over for bands, because they don't want to screw the pros.
Yep.
These guys have been building and working on these decks for all year long, getting them ready, tuning them down, and what are they going to do if they come in and they're like, oh yeah, that key card is gone.
They usually wait until after a modern...
season.
Well, I was going to say Pro Tour, but Mythic Championship.
But then there's also all the GPs that all kind of clump together around the same time. It's the Modern Season. And then that next BNR announcement is when they'll bring down the hammer or unleash something.
I wish Modern Season was all year.
Every year, probably a month before the BNR announcement, after the Modern Season, Stone Forages.
Oh, it spikes.
Oh, like by $20.
Oh yeah, easily. It becomes like a $40, $50 card.
Yeah.
And then settles back down again, and then spikes and settles.
Buy your $5 Stone Forges right now.
Yep. And sell them right before they make the announcements.
Yep.
That's about it.
That's Magic Finance right there.
I mean, because if it gets unbanned, it's going to be a $100 card. It's going to be what Tarm used to be.
Yeah. Oh, man. I remember when Tarm used to be worth money.
Yeah. I remember when I pulled a Tarm, what was it? It was a foiled, I believe.
Nope, just a regular.
It was, and I think I sold it to you for $135.
Yeah, it was worth $1.80.
And then not even a couple months later, the price just dropped.
Yeah.
It's only played in Zoo anymore. I mean, maybe Jund.
Jund, yeah.
But nobody's really playing Jund.
I would take the way they reprinted Tarm. I would take Bob reprinted that way.
Yeah?
Yeah. Bob's still pricey.
Yeah, no, I remember when we opened that box and did the round draft, I opened a Bob, and I don't know what happened to it. Probably sold it.
Me either.
Traded it.
Something like that.
Stuck it in a stripper's G-string.
It happens. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's now a $75 card.
Yep.
Yep. It's been reprinted. It's been printed 3 times, and cheapest one is still, what, 74 and change? Yeah, we need Bob reprinted, and bad.
Not as bad as we need Cavern reprinted.
True, but we always want lands reprinted.
I want every land. I just want a set that's just lands.
Can we get that? WotC, can you do that? Can you just give us a full land set?
Even just like, special packs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be okay with special packs of like just lands.
Fetches.
Yep.
Should I even take shocks?
And I mean, yeah, it's going to be more expensive, but you could also be getting all like 10-cent cards. But still,
yeah.
I'd love to have reprints of all the lands.
And just sell them in like
like a
10-pack, 10-pack boxes.
Yep. Man, look at that. We're innovating for Wizards already.
Oh, well, we want our check Wizards.
Yes, you can make them out in the form of all of the caverns.
Yep.
Few uncut sheets, and then a few cut sheets, please and thank you. Oh, that was
Nice.
probably a loud noise.
Nice.
I'm playing with... So, what a jerk. Any other thoughts on the recent tournaments?
No, I mean, it's nice to see it mixing up, not just being humans, humans, Strawn, humans, 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 Strawn.
Phoenix.
Fuck Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix is great. I love
Yeah,
Phoenix.
it's still just I'm the top 10. I'm still seeing basically all the same. That's the
Really?
only problem.
Over the last few weeks, I thought it was actually looking pretty good.
No, because I looked at a like a list of the top 10. It might not have been the last one, but the one before.
Yeah.
And I think 7 of the 10 were all the same top 10.
In the second part of the Team Garbage Fire podcast, we will be talking about a card that can absolutely destroy Phoenix.
And Hogak? And graveyards in general? It must be
That coming up soon, right after this.
Relica Progenitus. And welcome back to the second half of the Team Garbage Fire podcast. We got some stuff we want to talk about this half.
Do we?
For starters, let's talk about your new attire.
All right. So, I lost a bet,
No, you
but I'm beautiful.
No, you didn't.
No, I
gave you
didn't.
those.
No.
I gave you those.
All right. Shush.
Never.
Heath lost a bad bet.
No,
And
he did not. I just gave him
All right, so we're going to talk about 2020 spoilers. And I'm going to start off with an oldie but a goldie that is needed in more circulation than it has seen. Grafdigger's Cage. 1 artifact coming in rare. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries.
so that means no more Hogak.
Yep.
That means no more Phoenix.
Yeah, so I can beat you other ways.
I'm sure you probably will try.
Yeah,
And I'm sure that we actually have a gang of these.
yeah, we do.
And I should probably sideboard more of them.
Yeah, you should.
And that's about that.
That's all you got?
That's my first. I thought we were gonna go 1-1-1.
Any? What are your thoughts, Aaron, on Grafdigger's Cage being reprinted?
Yes, Aaron.
Yeah, it's gonna drop a lot of.
It hurts Vengevine.
It's gonna
Yep.
drop any zombie deck too. Like it's just gonna destroy any zombie style deck.
I wouldn't be surprised that if this next modern season we see maybe 1 or 2 main.
Yep. Either that or one that we're not going to talk about because I don't think any of us picked it, but the Leyline cycles. We're getting Leyline of the Void reprinted.
Yeah, I mean Leyline is cheaper, but it's also not cheaper.
Yep.
Grafdigger, you can turn 3, drop a 2-drop, and a Grafdigger, and that's that.
And hopefully get your graveyard interaction before you drop it.
And but I mean artifacts and enchantments are equally hated out by the same cards,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also not as susceptible to hate.
Exactly. No, I'm excited for it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be seeing more main play, definitely.
Even sideboarding, like
Yeah,
if you're
no,
going against, like you don't always know who you're gonna go against. So if you're playing against,
Yeah, but that's where one of could be a dead draw,
it could be.
but it could also be amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we will see it coming into the main. I think we will see a little more of it until Hogak is done for. Because someone will find something better.
Well, and
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Hogak's just kind of a flash in the pan.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if it has any legs or if it's going to
Yeah.
stick around or not. I have a card. It's not one that I really think is going to see much play. I just thought that we could maybe get a little bit of a discussion going around it.
Okay.
It's called Legion's End. It's a sorcery. It's 1 and a black. Exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less. CMC 2 or less just screams modern to me. And all other creature that player controls with the same name as that creature. That player reveals their hand and exiles all cards. Oh, I think I got a burp. Yep. There we go.
Beautiful.
Exiles
Great audio.
and exiles all cards with that name from their hand and graveyard. It doesn't search the library. It's just
Yeah, but
hand,
it's got
graveyard, and
legs.
It's not. It's a sorcery though, so that might be your. If someone's target creature, which is also you could hit because a lot of these decks are using, especially the Hogak one is using Bridge from Below, so you're getting zombie tokens.
Yep.
So for 2 mana, you could. I wish it was.
That's
instant.
exactly where my mind was going. Token decks.
Yep,
Yeah.
token decks. You just name the token and boop, gone.
Eat them up.
Mm-hmm. I probably more of a sideboard card,
Yeah, I'd say a sideboard.
but
It
I don't
seems
hate
like
it.
one of those where you run 2 main, 2 side, and then side out the main ones if you needed to, or side in the other 2
Yeah.
if you needed to.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It might have legs. It was more of like a hey, here's a talking point that I mean, surgical is now just a part of a lot of decks.
Yeah, well,
It's a part of Phoenix.
It's an important card.
Yeah, and it I feel like people didn't realize how good it was. And it just kind of sat there. It was always money, but never stupid money, and now it's starting to get stupid money.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And everyone's running it.
but I feel like more and more decks are being built around 4 of a particular card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that wasn't quite the way before. It was like, oh, tribal, merfolk. What are you going to name? One of the 8 lords?
Yep.
They've got 7 other lords.
But with just looking over the core 20 set, it seems like it's trying to go back to tribal. So
Yes.
I think it's going to be a lot harder to play that if you're not going against a token deck, because if tribal does make a comeback at all, again, like exactly what you said, what are you going to do? Name the lords?
Right.
I think this might be the
Right.
closest we're going to get to a Lorwyn return in a long time.
Well, but the thing is, I don't think that they're necessarily trying to push tribal. I think they're trying to push up tier 3 and 2 decks
yeah.
up into the 1, maybe 0 if it gets broken. As in your card, Aaron, which is an old tribe that I would love to see a comeback.
And speaking of 4-ofs,
And they couldn't reprint Bitter Blossom.
So my first pick is Fairy Miscreant. It's a 1/1 for 1 blue, and it's a creature with flying.
it's a fairy rogue.
That right there alone is enough for me.
The rogue is important.
Yes.
But that right there is enough for me to say I think it's modern eligible. A 1/1 for 1 with flying. But it also comes in with if you control another creature named Fairy Miscreant, you draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, and I could see that in a fairy deck, especially with Phantasmal Image.
Yep.
And and there's a couple copy effects that you could use
Yeah.
that which would just get you value.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it. I would like to see fairies become a little more of a thing.
Well, I've always loved fairies. I tried so hard to build a fairy EDH deck with Una, but it never ever really worked for me because I didn't have the cashish, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, sometimes coming up with that.
All
Yeah,
right.
again, let's reprint Bitter Blossom.
Yeah. Let's reprint all. Let's have a Modern Masters set that gives us cards that we want that aren't in Mythic.
Can we design it?
Watsy, can we design it?
Black Lotus.
No.
No.
Cavern of Souls at common, 1 in every pack.
All right, so this next one is my blowout, and these boys can vouch. Abrupted laughing
Yes.
when I saw this card because I had missed it somehow, and you guys all know me. Big Boggles player,
Big slippery boys.
Glaring Aegis, white, common, enchant creature. When Glaring Aegis enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. Meh. Not bad. Not great. Maybe swinging for the
but
win
still
against Tron.
Still, for one, you tap a creature an opponent controls.
But then
that's
it
great.
says +1/+3.
Yep.
Which, won't make math easy. They could have at least made it equal out a Rancor or something.
It will, because you put a Rancor on and that on it, and it's +3/+3.
No, it'd be +4/+3.
No, because
No,
Rancor is
it'd be-
+2/0.
Yeah, it's plus
Okay,
plus
yep.
3/4. Math, gentlemen.
No, it's +2/0 on a Rancor.
Yeah, Rancor's 2-0.
2-0. So yeah. Oh yeah. No. All right. I was
You get
wrong.
you get 3 on the booty to start
They
with.
did. They did well then. They did well. Good job, Watsy.
Kids when you guys play Magic
Nope.
No.
with your mathing skills.
Nope.
No.
My last 2 are actually dinosaurs. Just want to put that out there.
I haven't been listening to this entire conversation, and I hear dinosaurs, and I'm like, alright, cool. Alright, let's go.
Montana's down with the
I'm
dinosaurs.
down with the dinos.
And he has a nose sticker on his forehead.
DVD.
So, Rotting Regisaur. It is a creature, zombie dinosaur. 2 and a black. For a 7/6. 3 mana for a 7/6. 3 mana for a 7/6.
And
At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card. To fuel... Oh, it's in black, so let's see. It can fuel Delve. It can fuel any... If you happen to... I haven't built a deck around this yet, but if you happen to put, like, Lingering Souls or something that has a cheaper...
Graph Digger's Cage.
Yeah.
But still, a 7/6 for 3 that all you
Yeah.
have to do is discard a card. Every turn. And it's... At the beginning of
Yeah,
your
but
upkeep...
there's no evasion. There's no trample. There's no nothing.
It's still a 7/6 body for 3.
All right, against tokens, you're gonna get fucked.
I will also say it's pretty easy to counter because you put something like a pacify on it. What are you going to do? You're still discarding a card, and you're not going to be able to use it.
You would... I hate both of you. You put it in
Nobody plays Pacify, Aaron. Be nice. Some like Detention Sphere. Path it.
I believe pacifism is being reprinted in this too.
Yeah, it's usually in every course.
Yeah,
set.
all the time.
But where else are you going to get a 7/6 for 3? Tarm?
Well, I mean, nowhere, honestly, but and term costs 2
I know, true.
for the record.
But I don't know. I don't hate it.
I mean, it's not an awful card. It just seems more like a draft EDH kind of environment to me.
I don't know. Black
I
Stompy.
do think it's
Black Stompy.
Yep.
There's no Black
All right,
Stompy.
Corey, you invent Black Stompy.
I already did.
All right, let's see it.
It looks more like Black Devotion.
Okay, so
I
my
can see
second
that.
card is Embodiment of Agonies. It's one.
Yeah, which is your comments from the last card I was talking about.
So one black
That was a
black.
bad joke.
It was awful. I'm just going to talk over Aaron for this part.
Slap him.
You know I'm sitting.
You know,
right next
you know
to
his
you.
name's AA Ron.
Aaron!
So it's one
AA
black black.
Ron.
You
It's-
should
AA Ron.
make him wear the glasses.
It's a creature demon, and it's a 0/0, but it has flying and
and
death
my
touch.
3 mana 7/6 wasn't good enough. You're bringing in a 3 mana 0/0.
With flying and death touch,
Yeah, but it's a 0/0.
and
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I know.
It's coming.
so when it enters the battlefield, it gets a 1/1 counter on it for each different mana cost among non-land cards in your graveyard. So,
It has
and it has
reminder text.
it has reminder text. So if you have a card that's 2 and a black,
Mm-hmm.
and one that's 1 black black, they are different mana costs.
Same converted, but separate mana costs.
So
So in
it's
my-
a better Tarm.
In my head, I'm thinking, okay, so
And it also has flying and death touch.
yeah, so you get rid of my 7/6, which has a different mana cost.
Yeah.
After I've cracked a Mishra's Bauble on turn 1, and use Street Wraith to cycle.
Why do you always need to talk about God hands? Like, that shit doesn't happen.
You run 4 Mishra's Bauble and 4 Street Wraith, and there's a good chance that you'll get one or two
So
by turn 3.
okay, so just really
Hopefully.
quick, what do you think the max that this could get would be?
I don't know, but I also forgot to mention that 7/6 was a zombie as well.
Because
I'm not done with you.
okay, so the reason
I have yet to take off the condom.
the reason I'm saying it's a better Tarm is because Tarm is just different colors. Correct?
Yeah, it's green.
So, but its power is based on
Number of types among permanents in your graveyard.
okay. So if you go by that, the max it could get was what, a 7/6, I believe.
I mean, you could be playing Big Furry Monster.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But this card can go way above that,
yeah.
and it also has Flying and Death Touch. That's
get
why I think
a little
it's
bit of a mill theme in there, like a self mill theme.
I would prefer it more maybe if it had Trample over Death Touch.
yeah.
I mean,
because
because it can block well, but it doesn't have Vigilance.
correct.
So,
But that's like if I attack with it and the only flyer you have, let's say, is like a 12/12 dragon. I know that's never going to happen, but
It's the bird.
because I play lots of dragons.
exactly. But no matter what this is at, your big flying whatever is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what if you have a lot of small flying whatevers? What are you gonna do then?
Kill them each, like,
One
And-
by one, so I have a turn to
and-
make more.
and you can always
I'm not convinced.
you can always there are
Why
cards
is he
that
just
give
the
things.
biggest Debbie Downer this episode.
I mean,
Man with a unicorn.
it happens, but
Yeah.
you can always put trample
Yeah.
on it. There are cards that give trample. Let's say you're playing a black-green deck.
Overrun.
Rancor.
Yeah.
Give it trample. Guess what? There you go.
Kill spell.
Counter.
Path it.
Doesn't have much evasion,
Because
man.
well, then now you're playing green, blue, black. If you're going to counter it,
Oh well.
I'll play 5 color flying death touchers for 300, Alex.
Just to get out of the way of embodiment of agonies, which is a pretty metal name.
We're just trying to talk about cards we like here.
Did you ever see that Loading Ready Run episode where they played the game Metal Band or Magic Card?
No, that sounds great.
Sounds awesome.
I
See,
think
to go
embodiment
even-
of agonies would
Okay,
be a
to
prime
go even
suspect.
more like, because this card just screams like emo phase to me, which you probably can attest to, Corey.
No.
Not at all. There,
The flavor text is
Senor My Chemical Romance.
I feel your pain. It's exquisite.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a line from a My Chemical Romance
Yep.
song.
What's your third card? Stupid face.
My Spectral. My Spirit.
I'm going to check out for the next 10 minutes. Let me know when he's done.
Is it a black card?
I'm looking at something here. Spectral Spirit. A single blue. Creature, spirit, pirate. Flash. Flying. You don't even have to tap. You can just pay 3 and a blue and draw a card. Which sounds amazing. So good in the late game. So good in the early game.
Is he still
Kinda.
talking?
Remember the last episode where we like slapped you?
Please, no more violence. I am a non-violent human being.
I know, that's what makes it so easy.
Okay, so let's try and think of a way to say no to that card then.
One
I think-
mana, 1/1 flash flying. It could have ended there.
I agree. That could have ended there. But I
3
think
mana 7/6 should have ended there.
but you have to discard.
Whoop-dee shit! You put it in a deck that that has that synergy that you want everything in the
But
graveyard.
okay. So the draw card
Craft Digger's Cage.
I do think the drawing a card is a little bit steep.
For 4 mana.
For 4 mana to draw a card, I think that's a little steep. If it was 3
if
mana,
he survives, okay, so you go him, maybe Moz Wanderer next turn, whatever, Spelly Q, whatever. He's loaded for bear. Get a couple lords on the field.
right, but
He's a 3/3. He's a 4/4.
I still think that I do agree. The
And you
1/1 for 1 with flying
that
flash.
deck, that tempo
that-
deck wants to empty its hand.
I agree. But I think that
So you need
just that would
reoccurrence.
be enough. I do think that would be enough. But I think that the 4 mana to draw a card is a little too much.
Because they didn't want to completely break spirits because they're holding back a little bit on everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a little too much to draw a card.
If it was 2 and a blue, that card would be $10 uncommon in a second. They had to hold back a little bit, but I still think that it's very playable as at least a 2 of as a late game, because I can't tell you how many times I have dropped my hand with that deck.
Yeah.
And been like, all I need is one more answer. I've got all this mana open. All I need is one more answer. And he could get you there.
He could.
The
But
pirate
so could
spirit.
that 7/6 for 3.
That 7/6 for 3 is going to end up underneath a spell queller.
Mm-hmm. And then you know what? You ate my 7/6 for 3, and I can still do the rest of my game plan.
That's why it's a tempo deck. Because I've been poking.
So
Okay,
Mar-
your last
Marauding
card.
Raptor is 1 to red for a 2/3 creature dinosaur. Like I said, dinosaurs are special. Montana loves dinosaurs, and we're gonna go from there. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast.
What's the Jurassic Park theme song? Na 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 na.
No. As long as we're off key, it's okay.
Wow, that's really depressing, actually.
Yeah, seriously, if we're off key, it's okay.
I think we should all look at.
To be on key. Is that true? You're off key, it's okay.
I don't think
Yeah, no, that's
up,
why I was
Aaron.
trying to get you guys to be
Nah.
quiet.
We have 30 seconds.
Yeah, because we're gonna get sued by whatever MGM.
So 1 and a red for a 2/3 dinosaur. Creature spells you cast costs 1 less to cast. Zip it. Whenever
Okay,
another
non-violent human.
That was a love tap to remind him.
I don't know. I think I may need to go to the hospital.
Okay, you can leave right now.
Guys,
if you
call
want.
the police, please. Oh, anyone watching this? They're holding me hostage. They're making me wear these glasses. I need to get help.
You need to work on your acting.
Easy.
So 1 and a red for a 2/3 creature dinosaur. Creature spells you cast costs 1 less to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Marauding Raptor deals 2 damage to it. If a dinosaur is dealt damage this way, Marauding Raptor gets +2/+0 till end of turn. I feel like I'm the only one who
Listen to you.
out of the 3 of us.
I was listening to the Jurassic Park theme song in my head.
I also think I'm the only one out of the 3 of us who has been keeping like Polyraptor in the back of their head. Because whenever it's dealt damage, you make a copy of it. This creates an infinite loop with Polyraptor. You just have to break up the loop at some point. And you could have 6,000 Polyraptors with this getting a whole bunch of...
What's the power and toughness? Or what's the toughness on a Polyraptor?
I want to say it's a 4/4.
Okay.
How much mana does that involve?
1 less because of that dude. And it's
One less of what?
What's this?
generic.
No. What's the CMC of Polyraptor?
I want to say it's 4 maybe, so it brings it down to 3. So it'd be on curve.
So you either need to play him early or have.
We'll play him on 2 and Raptor on Polyraptor on 3.
Yeah.
And what says he doesn't eat it?
What?
What do you mean? His second ability is whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, this deals 2 damage to it, to that creature.
All right.
And
so
if it
what
is
about-
a dinosaur,
I
it
am
gets 2.
way wrong. No, we're going to have to really make that work. There's going to be a lot of mana ramp. So he's going to cost... Polyraptor's only going to cost 7, and it's a 5/5.
Okay, so push this guy on 2. The end.
But
Yeah.
Creature
Yeah.
spells you... Creatures are now 1 cheaper. You don't think that has any merit at all?
It does,
No, I
but
mean,
it's
it
but it's
definitely
like
does,
as
but
soon as you play it,
if someone, yeah,
like
they're gonna know.
they're
what
gonna
you're
know what
going
you're
for.
trying to do, and they're
Yeah.
gonna go for it.
It's, yeah. I mean, it's public enemy number
It is
1.
It is a good card.
If you're playing
I do think that,
red
but
green, it's public enemy number
Yeah,
1.
just like red-green creatures.
yeah, almost zoo.
Yeah.
I mean, and a burn would take it out.
Yep.
Even.
But heck, even if you drop it on 4 and have a 3-drop that you can play also that turn,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if
you catch them tapped out.
yeah, if you can do it, but they untap next turn. You got to remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but also, who says they've got the removal spell in their hand?
that is true. But you also
That's-
you
that's-
have
that's
to.
like-
That's
you saying-
some like when I wish upon a star.
No,
kind
that's
of
like
shit.
you saying we need to stop talking about God hands. You're talking about how someone always has removal in their hand.
Not
it doesn't
all.
No,
not-
that's how you're treating what I'm talking about. Is to say there's always removal.
There's
All right, you guys are
usually
fighting
more-
like a married couple right now. Let's wrap
We
it up.
might as
We
well be a
are.
married couple.
You might as well, but let's wrap it up.
There's usually more
So
removal than there is other answers.
True.
my last card is Maniacal Rage.
Reprint.
It is, but
Yeah.
I do like it. It's 1 in a red. It's an enchantment aura, and enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and can't block. I think that it can be used very well against someone who has a blocker that you can't get by.
I think it'd be worth it. Why the heck not?
Yeah, no, it sounds good to me.
We'll try it. And here we are back for Flavor of the Week. Last little bit before the episode's over with, where we
We had
try
a
and-
fist fight talking about God hands.
So, Aaron, I think you have a card up. Heath and I will try and guess it, or at least the set or block or whatever by the flavor text.
Okay, so every nightmare is a caged bird that yearns to be set free.
I want to say Kamigawa.
I saw the color. I didn't see
Yeah,
the set.
I saw the color as well because Aaron's horrible at hiding.
All right,
things.
do you want me to?
No,
Do a new
no,
one?
I gotta try and guess the set.
It's
as well.
it's black.
Mirror
We
Nip?
all know it's black.
Nope.
Okay, what was the set?
Born of the Gods.
Oh no shit! I should have known that one.
Okay, so I got one for you guys.
All right, let's hear it.
Lesser minds can scarcely imagine such a marriage of necromancy and mind magic. Oh, hold on. There's a little more. There's a quote. Strava Demir Mage, which will give a little bit of it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it gives a lot of it away.
Give me color, give me set. Or
Well,
block.
it's black.
Your thoughts?
If it's Demir Mage, I don't think it's just black. I think it's a multicolored.
Okay, so that'd be black and blue.
Yeah.
Give me which block? Beginning, middle, or third?
Middle.
New one.
It's a black card from the middle block.
Well,
So you're
no,
both
we're
half right.
half and half.
Because it was from
All
Gate
right,
Crash.
let me do a shuffle.
you're gonna have
Oh,
to-
I know that card.
You're going to have to hit the little thing right there.
You hit the
And then
thing.
scroll down, and I will look at Aaron longingly.
Well, I look away from him because I
Oh,
don't
this
like him.
this one's gonna be rough on you boys. Death just encourages life the more.
Oh, that's Life from the Loam. I'm kidding. I have no clue. I am going to guess that it is from the original Ravnica block, and it is a green card. No.
I was going to say green.
Yeah, green card. Original Ravnica. That's my guess.
I have no idea about the set, but I want to say green.
Did you mess it up? You've lost it completely.
It's a green card, but it was from Portal.
Okay. One of these days, one of us will get it on the nose.
Yeah.
I did once.
Yeah, you did. I think you're the only one.
See, I'm terrible.
Once.
I'm terrible at the
Once.
sets. I can usually guess the color, though.
Yeah.
I'm not good with the sets.
Well, I think that's been...
I think I even guessed the card name.
Really?
I'll have to go back through the archives, but I'm pretty sure.
If anyone knows, tweet at us.
We don't have those kind of fans. We don't. We barely have fans.
And for
We've
those
got
of you...
a
But
tiny
we
one
love
over
you
there
anyway.
somewhere.
Yes. That's going to do it for this episode. This is,
Yeah.
number 39? Next time will be episode 40?
Yeah.
No, we said it was going to end here.
That is right. We have to end here.
No.
I will see all of you next week for episode 40. Thanks for tuning in. We have been Team Garbage Fire. Good night.
No, we haven't.